Hello students, I want to talk to you a little bit about Module 3. This module started with our country multimedia projects, which you present in class, and then I'm going to ask you to, based on your experience doing that project, and then also hearing others in class do a short reflection on what you're learning about education around the world. And then Module 3 specifically is getting into some of those other deep areas that we discuss in comparative education, and this one is specifically thinking about development, and then also the economic, social, political impacts on education, and that education has on society, etc. So if you click with me to Modules 3, Education Around the World, there's a Module 3 task list and your readings and discussion activities, and I've provided those for you. So I'll go over the task list, which is the easiest way to do that, I think. You can read my introduction here. The Country Multimedia Project is due, the reflection, it's a very brief reflection, is due in a week, so on the 27th. And then we have kind of three big categories. I've organized them in order of what I think makes sense, like first starting with this big question of development, then second moving on to economic, political, and social context for education specifically, and then human capital theory, which is even more specific economic piece that we discuss and think about. So, and I have provided suggested due dates for two of them and the required due date by the end. So you can kind of work through this as a 3-week time frame, which includes spring break. You can kind of work through these as you wish. You can finish them early. You can do a lot of the thinking and reflecting, and then don't do the discussion boards in order 1, 2, 3. It's completely up to you. If you want to start with economic, political, and social context, you can. It's up to you, but this is kind of the organization that makes sense in my head. So I have provided you a quite lengthy updated list of some mostly quick articles about this developing country idea. So if you click there, you will see all the link here. So first, start to get a basic understanding of the controversy around using developing country, and there's a few little blog posts, very short articles. Then there's some exploration of what countries are considered developing through a couple different websites, and then think about some of these bigger pictures. And then there's a discussion board post there. So that's kind of the first chunk under Module 3 is that big question, what do we do about the term developing countries? Then foundational readings, economic, political, and social context for education, Marshall Chapter 4, which I have linked for you back in the module. And then in our course textbook, read Bickmore Chapter 3 and then Chapter 11. And then there's a discussion board. And then human capital theory with Sweetland, who is kind of the guru, the expert, the person we speak of when we're talking about human capital theory. So if you use it in your research, for example, you would definitely want to cite Sweetland. Now I'm going to, it says here, the link directs you to the UNCW library. I'm going to show you, because when I did that this morning, I had to click on a couple different things in order to make sure I could get to the actual article itself, and then that discussion board. So that takes you through the end of spring break. In addition to this, you're going to be deciding which book you're going to read for our next module, and make sure you have that, but I'm going to talk about that separately because it's not really part of Module 3. It's really looking forward to the next module. So just to go back to the module, and we're going to show you, I'm going to show you what I had to do to get to Sweetland. So here you've got the task list we just went over. This is the page with all the resources for developing countries. If one of those links doesn't work, just make sure you shoot me a message, let me know. Your first post. Marshall Chapter 4, just a reminder to read Bickmore 3 and 11, then a post, and then Sweetland, human capital theory, and a post. So when I clicked on this earlier today, I had to then click on read Sweetland. It signs me in to the library, and I got this message saying that there's an error. So, but when I clicked try again, it actually worked earlier today. Let's see if it works today. It works right now. Yep. So I had to click try again, and then you just watched me. I had to give an extra error message. And then this is the actual article that you want to read. So it did work. It's just you have to do a couple extra clicking pieces to get there. So you can download it. You can save it and come back to it. You can also click directly here on the DOI, which then takes you here where you can download the PDF, etc. So it is an available access article. So you do have to kind of go through a couple of those little steps to get there, but hopefully you'll be able to do so without too much difficulty. And that's basically all I've got for this module. So again, the module covers the next 3-week time frame, really thinking about some of the big questions around comparative and international development education, focusing on that development piece in the specific module. And then just looking to the future, the next thing you'll be doing is your book study project on intercultural awareness, and then we'll be moving into some exploration around some specific topics of interest in the field, as well as your own individual topic of interest. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Thanks.